All right, let's see this, man. I think either way, we're getting 8 teams sooner or later, man. All right, y'all. Selection day. Let's get it. Alabama, of course.
Alabama has started at number 1. They have not won the national championship in any of those years when they've started. Interesting with the number 1 seed. Nugget right out of the gate. Yeah. Full Morrison. At number 2.
You have Clemson.
Alabama's won it twice. And who is number 2?
Clemson. Okay. So, of course, we might get Clemson, Alabama part 67, but still.
There's no surprise. We could have done that before the season. Perhaps, and let's see what the reaction is to the party.
Oh, they having a pizza party. Dang, shout out to Debo. They always got pizza parties, man. But that's only because they always win.
The top 2 have been in 6 of them.
Number 3. All right, I want to see who number 3 is. We have to see who this is.
Order has been restored. Now, you going to 3 or you going to 6? I'm going to 3. Oh, we're about to find out what's up right now. Find out what's up right now. At number 3. Drama. Oh my goodness.
Ohio State.
Ohio State. And the big number
I still don't agree with that. I still don't. I'm sorry.
6. But it didn't hurt the Buckeyes. So the Buckeyes are in at 1, 2, 3, and for the second straight.
And there's a rematch. See, I called it. It was biased. I already knew that's what the plan was. Literally what the plan was.
That aspect of it. But remember, because Ohio State was in the top 4 last week, you talked about they could win almost.
In that case, can we just get Cincinnati top 4? Like, honestly.
And the fact that they won the Big Ten championship, I think everybody expected them to be where they are. And I think also, it was a
We might as well get Cincinnati number 4. What, Notre Dame got a loss? Texas A&M got a loss? Screw it. Cincinnati the only one that don't got a loss. And apparently they're top 20 in total defense and total offense. Screw it, right? Yeah, they're going to take a while. Yeah, but my thing is like...
I want to be clear about this because Ohio State fans, I don't know if you guys particularly are aware of this. Sometimes they get sensitive when you...
All right, so they're looking at the resume. Cincinnati's strength of schedule is a 77. Okay, strength of record is a 7. But my thing is, Cincinnati has played a 6-3 team, 2 6-3 teams, a 7-3 team, and a 9-2 team, and none of those teams are ranked. Only the 6-2 team is. And that really annoys me because you can sit here and be like, oh, but Cincinnati doesn't play anybody. I'm sorry. Army's 9-2. They're literally 9-2, and they don't get ranked. UCF's only loss was to Cincinnati, Tulsa, and Memphis, and those were less than 10-point losses. They don't even get ranked. Who else we got? Tulsa, okay. That depends on if Tulsa still stays ranked, that they even still keep that, but they're 6-2. Like, and then SMU was ranked when they played them, but they're not anymore because reasons I don't even know. And they were 7-3, so I don't even know why none of those were ever ranked. But instead, we kept teams like Oklahoma State for losing consecutive games or so to bad teams. And yeah,
but they've not played their best football yet. And the other thing that we've mentioned with them, we'll find out what the Big Ten.
Like I say, either way, we're getting something. We're getting 8 teams. All right, y'all. They're about to announce it.
Freshest, and if they get some players back, healthiest team of the bunch by virtue of the fact they've only played 6 games. So now we know 1, 2, 3. There's only one more spot for who's in at number 4. Drama building.
Oh my God! Oh my God! They put Notre Dame in. Oh no. Uh-oh. This is not going to be good.
All the way up to this game. The question will be, will this be enough to be able to kind of level the playing field? To me, it's not how bad they are. It's just how bad they are relative to how good Alabama is. No, I'm just talking about the game that they played.
RIP Texas A&M. That's this is so terrible. I'm telling y'all, man. I still feel like Cincinnati got robbed, bro. I'm sorry. I genuinely feel like Cincinnati got robbed. Oh, boy. But Texas A&M, one loss, and they ran the table. And they still couldn't get in because they didn't have... Well, I can't even put in perspective conference championship, right?
The game that was the Rose Bowl. Remember, I told you a few minutes ago, that's not going to be played in Pasadena now. It's going to be played at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Going to be played in Dallas.
Man.
Oh.
I think we're getting playoffs regardless, bro. We have to get 18 playoffs. 18 playoffs.
On January 11th. Let's see who's just on the outside looking in.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Texas A&M and Cincinnati.
Throughout the rankings, that because they lost by 4 touchdowns and their long loss to Alabama, they had a good win over Florida, really good win over Florida.
It's just that it didn't matter anymore because Florida took the L.
5 was kind of it for them, unless barring utter catastrophe, there wasn't room for A&M to move up, and I think that's probably for them.
Yeah, I think ultimately the resume is what keeps Texas A&M out of the top 4. And Jimbo will talk about this. 9-game SEC only schedule.
That's so tough.
Teams with winning records.
But I mean, see, look, I still believe in Ohio State bias. I just don't understand how they get the benefit of doubt compared to Cincinnati. Oh, Cincinnati struggled against Tulsa. Ohio State struggled against Northwestern. What's your point? I just feel like Cincinnati deserves so much better.
Did the committee say, do we want to see Alabama, Texas A&M again in a semifinal? They're not allowed to do it. Tell them, Reed, they're not allowed to do it.
But why aren't they allowed to do that? And it's not like they would be trying to do that on purpose. And y'all said you're not allowed to do a rematch with them. Then obviously they are if they're doing rematches with Clemson and Ohio State. It should be Cincinnati, right? Oklahoma got to 6. That's the BS I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Cincinnati did not even lose, and Oklahoma got to be in 6 before Cincinnati. That's the bit. That's oh my. I hate y'all.
This makes me laugh, and honestly, this is the area of time when the other teams, like the other group of 5 teams, should say, look,
Don't make our own play.
yeah, either start respecting us, or at least tell us why you don't respect us. Like, tell us.
Like, look at that. And it wasn't even the best win for Oklahoma. Okay, Oklahoma was dominating on defense. Don't get that twisted.
Okay.
But you're trying to tell me Oklahoma got put in number 6 over Cincinnati. So Cincinnati isn't even in the vicinity.
So you rely on football.
Are you out your mind? I gotta get off this planet.
You think that they are better than
You know what? Screw it. Can we get an Oklahoma and Cincinnati game? I would be fine with that. Look, man,
Notre Dame's not better than Notre Dame, but what I would say is they're better than Oklahoma. They're right there with Texas A&M. But that's the thing. That's the way we do this, though.
that just why did the number 6 ranking hurt me more? Why did the number 6 ranking hurt me more than the number 4 ranking? That's that BS I'm talking about, man. See, Cincinnati not only got robbed, but they got disrespected too. Like, okay, number 4, that's fine. If they don't get 4, it is what it is. Are you trying to tell me you had Oklahoma number 6? So if any chance,
I look at Oklahoma as an example.
if any chance, number 4, who was, I don't know, somebody, would have lost, Ohio State, if Ohio State would have lost, right, and Texas A&M would have lost, you would have assumed Cincinnati would have got in. But no, they would have put Oklahoma in instead, and they would have been in the semifinals again. They're out of pocket, bro. And Kirk Herbstreit just said something that really upsetted me. Create a separate playoff? No, dude, we can't segregate Group of 5 and Power 5. No, we got to come together and make that mess unity. You know what I'm saying? We have to. Are you trying to tell me Group of 5 teams have to create their own separate playoff just to get relevancy? That's the most disrespectful thing you can ever say to me. Oh my gosh, bro. That's out of pocket. That's out of pocket.
They need to tell UCF, they need to tell Boise, these teams, tell them that. The only way this is changing if we expand. Maybe so.
No, literally. Because Cincinnati is going to get to the playoffs if it's expanded to 8. They would have gotten to the playoffs if it was expanded to 8. At least I assume, because they put Oklahoma in front, and they wouldn't have been number 6.
And was division co-champions with Clemson, but didn't make the ACC championship game because they lost head-to-head in a close game. Won those 2 games, but then they didn't handle their business in conference. That type of resume could potentially get you in.
Well, and it's remember Boise State. Now, remember Boise State, they built a brand over time.
And UCF
over years. UCF is a different team. If UCF is 5,
That's...
we're all alerted. Oh, they're going to move up a lot quicker. It seems like if you're a Group of 5 team, you
move up slower, yeah.
Needs a couple years of consistency in order to. That's what Boise State.
No, and I was just thinking about that too. Like, it's almost like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's almost like, oh, it's because of the conference he playing. Well, you can't really fault them for that. And the crazy thing about it is, even though Cincinnati didn't play and beat more ranked teams than Ohio State, well, as of right now, they didn't play and beat more ranked teams as in, Ohio State. I looked that up yesterday. Cincinnati still had played a better opponent strength of record. Like, I'm pretty sure combined total, Cincinnati's opponents' records combined was like 38 and 31. And Ohio State's was like 23 and 23 or something. I don't know. I don't remember. But it was definitely better. But hey, it's almost like they purposely didn't rank teams like Army, teams like UCF, teams like SMU just for the heck of it. It's like they used that against them almost. Like, I don't know, man. But number 1 is Alabama, y'all. Number 2 is Clemson. Number 3 is Ohio State, and number 4 is Notre Dame. We get to see a rematch between Clemson and Ohio State because the college football playoff committee really wanted that. Let's be honest, some of us actually do want that too. And then we get Alabama and Notre Dame. And I'm just going to say something right now, Notre Dame. If you want to beat Bama, and your book better step up, the line better step up, and y'all better spread out Alabama's defense. That's the only way Florida ended up putting 46. It's because they spreaded them out good and had key opponents, man.
Oklahoma, you lose a couple games. Remember the Florida State argument in the 80s and 90s when Miami would beat them? By the end of the year, Florida State's the best team in the country. I only wish they could get a shot at the title. That's kind of, I think, where we are with Oklahoma right now with what you're talking about.
Oh, boy. But y'all get the idea, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe, share this with your friends while you at it. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, the OG channel. Links in the description will be down below. But until then, it's the kid, Still City Meech. I'm out.